The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
Where do we even start with this episode? The Royal Rumble 2025. I mean, John Cena, the first episode of Raw on Netflix, announced that he's going to be doing his full year retirement tour. So that could be interesting because he's chasing the 17th world title. So I'm just going to go through in this episode, on people who I think will have a great Royal Rumble or even potentially win it and reasons why. So let's start off with just some people who's going to show up, and it's, in my opinion, it's going to be one of the most stacked Rumbles in recent time. You got Randy Orton, who has not been announced yet, but more than likely will turn up. He was last there when Kevin Owens pile drived him. Randy Orton, could I see him winning it? No, but I could see him having a significant time in the Rumble. I could see him staying in there for quite a long time. So that could be interesting. Also, you've also got Drew McIntyre. Again, just two names off top of the back, just full of his star power this Rumble already. Drew's obviously going to be wanting to rectify the 2020. Obviously, I know he won it in front of a crowd, but then he went on to WrestleMania that year and beat Brock Lesnar in the Performance Center. But we know how that should have gone, but COVID messed a lot of things up that year, including McIntyre being the first. He was the first British person to hold the championship, but it just wasn't his time that year in front of the crowd, which was quite sad, to be honest. So just two people there is amazing. You've also got recently announced CM Punk. Now I'm going to get onto this now because I think CM Punk has a very high potential to win it. Reason being, he's never won a Royal Rumble. It'd be good if he did. He was scheduled to have won the one last year, or at least he was in talks. He's never won the Royal Rumble. He's never main evented WrestleMania. That's something that he's always wanted, to main event WrestleMania. And I think Paul Heyman owes him a favour. You know, there could be something, or however that plays into things, that could be interesting on how Paul Heyman delivers that favour for CM Punk. But if I don't see Punk winning the Rumble, I do see him winning the Rumble in a little way. But then I also see him, if he doesn't win that, I could see him winning the Elimination Chamber. So, but that could be interesting. But the three people that I've just popped up, star power. This Royal Rumble is going to be amazing. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, this man, John Cena, chasing his 17th world title. I could also see him winning it as well. Reason being, WWE would want to push him, with it being his final year in professional wrestling, to get that 17th world title and break Ric Flair's record that has stood for donkey years. Like I said before, I could see Punk winning it for that reason. And then Cena was obviously going to want to win it because of that reason. So there's a few people this year who's going to want to win it for certain reasons. And them two are, you got Cena who's going to want to chase a title. Potentially he could face Gunther at Mania. You got Punk who could face Gunther at Mania or face Cody, or who knows. But I could, like I said, I could see four people winning it, and we've already spoken about two of them. John Cena is one of them. CM Punk's another one, and I could see this person having a good show in the Rumble. I could see him having a good performance, but not winning it. Seth Rollins. Now I could see him having a good show in the Rumble. Like I said, good performance. I could see him possibly eliminating Punk, or if not, he gets eliminated by Punk, which sets a match up for Mania or something. You know, this time of the year for WWE, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And yeah, he lost to Punk on the first Netflix of Raw, which I was quite shocked. But I thought, in my eyes, on that episode of Raw, I thought Rollins was going to win by disqualification and they set up a match at the Rumble, which is very interesting. But, you could see how that goes. Another few people who's been mentioned for the Royal Rumble, but I'm not going to show up on here. You've got Jey Uso. You've got Rey Mysterio again. So I'm going to read it out. Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton. That's 6 of people who, just the star power. This is like I mentioned earlier. This Royal Rumble is going to be, in my eyes, the biggest it has been in years. Years. And you've also just announced that WWE and TNA have just recently signed a partnership. So I could see maybe 2 or 3 people coming over in that match, showing up. Obviously, the most common one, I could see Joe Hendry turning up, making an appearance in the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Moose in the Royal Rumble. That would be awesome. And who else would I love to see if I could pick 3? Oh, the last one. Just for an out there, I'd love to see. If it wasn't Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, I would love to see Mike Santana show up in the Royal Rumble. That would be awesome, in my opinion. But there's only 3 matches being announced so far for the Rumble. You've already got the men's, which have announced I think 5 to 6 people. I know I'm going off topic here, but I'll get down to the final 2 people who I think will win it. But you got the match with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Now, I think Cody Rhodes' title reign has been a bit stale, apart from his matches in France with AJ Styles. But from then all the way up until, I want to say, end of November, December with Kevin Owens. Since then, the work has been amazing. And he's going to be facing Kevin Owens in a ladder match. Now, let's just not forget Cody Rhodes' last performance in a ladder match. It was against Sami Guevara in AEW. And we all know how that went. 5-star matches from Dave Meltzer. It was really good. Really. And if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Highly recommend it. But yeah, you've got that. You've got the Women's Royal Rumble, which is already announced one person, and that's Nia Jax. That's awesome. People who I can see showing up in that one. I haven't brought them up on here. But I could see Jordan Grace showing up from TNA. I could see Rosemary from TNA. I could also see, I'm going to throw it out there. Who else from TNA can I see? The women's. I'd love to see Tessa Blanchard, just to throw it off the top. I'd love to see Tessa Blanchard in the Women's Royal Rumble 2025. That would be really awesome. And someone who I can see winning it for the women is obviously Io Sky. I can honestly see her winning it. I can see AJ Lee returning. I can see Trish Stratus showing up. I can see Jordan Grace, like I've just said. I'd love to see Stephanie Vaquer show up from NXT. Roxanne Perez will be in the Royal Rumble. Like I said, obviously, it's not just the men's. You've got the women's, which are star quality. The women's roster in WWE at the moment is unstoppable. It's amazing. So you've got people. Julia could show up, even though she's the champion. Zahari, I think, also known as Delta. Amazing, could show up. You got Nikki Bella, I think, would turn up. You got the returning Charlotte, who, in my opinion, could win it, but I don't want her to win it. I want Io Shirai, and then she goes on to face Rhea Ripley. I can see Becky Lynch coming back. So this is what I mean. This has the potential to be one of the best Royal Rumbles, not just the men's, but women's as well, in recent memory. I don't think they should do a 2-time winner just yet, because the women's has not been going for as long as the men's. But yeah, let's get to the final 2 who I think would win it for the men's. You've got the guy who's just recently won Tribal Combat, Mr. Roman Reigns, making his return to the Royal Rumble after 4 and a bit years. He has the potential to win it, in my opinion. Roman Reigns could go on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and then it'll be because they're one each. They both won one at WrestleMania, and then that could be like the end of the trilogy. Plus, there's already that story there. Do you know what I mean? Because technically, Reigns has not had a rematch, and if he wins this match, he will have earned it, and then got it back. But yeah, the story's already there. He's the tribal chief back now again. The OTC. He has a lot. He wants that victory. He needs. I'm not saying he needs it, but I can see it happening. But then Roman Reigns has been in the final three for God knows how many times in the Royal Rumble. He will be in the final four at least. I think Jake and Fatu will have a standout performance. I hope Solo Sikoa has a standout performance in the Royal Rumble because it's like, what's next for him? Also, yeah, like I said, there's so many things that could happen. But Roman Reigns, yeah, obviously, there's only been 2 matches that I know of that's main evented WrestleMania twice, or like they've had the same superstar like 2 years in a row. You've had Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, you've had The Rock and Austin, and then you've also had the John Cena and The Rock. But could these could Cody and Roman Reigns have that trilogy? But who knows? But then, like I've just said, I mentioned this man, The Rock. See, here's a funny one, because what happened on Netflix, I felt, so last year, obviously him and Cody built that match, he pinned Cody at Mania in that tag team match. And then, the following night on Raw after Cody beat Roman, they had like a little face-to-face, pretty much setting up a match for this year, kind of. But the debut on Netflix, The Rock, the final boss, turned up, and then he cut like a, how do you put it? Like the board of directors promo, I will call it. He wasn't the final boss, even though he was dressed as the final boss. And obviously he was saying all these stuff, hugging Cody, saying this, that, and the other. And it was like, last year was like, well, when are you going to do something? So, like I've just said, I could see him coming back. Yeah. And then the next night on NXT, he always said The Rock is 20 steps ahead. And enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking on you on the final boss. And I'm a huge Rock fan. I would love for him to have a match at WrestleMania. The more he's around, it's better. I think he can still go in the ring, an unbelievable performer, still one of the best, I would think, even at his age. The final boss character is some of his best work that he has done in years. No one now wants the babyface Rock. So if he comes back, he could throw out Roman Reigns, or even if, say, for example, if all the members, or if all the final 4 members are in the ring, and then all of a sudden, you hear number 30, and then it's some, I don't know, should we just say Jacob Fatu? Then he gets eliminated. Then it's the finals between CM Punk and, John Cena, and then Roman Reigns. And then all of a sudden, so minding all 30 competitors is in the match now. And then all of a sudden, you just hear this. Now that would be awesome in Indianapolis. So pretty much The Rock is the final boss, the board of directors. They could bit of twist, be the 31st entrance, and The Rock comes down, eliminates the John Cena and Roman Reigns. But when Roman Reigns sees The Rock come out to the music, he puts his hair back and then does like, look, like, what are you doing here? And then obviously the next night on Raw, because the Roman Reigns is there on Raw now, The Rock would explain, like, you didn't get the job done last year, I'm going to do it now. But then all of a sudden there's like a little twist. It could become a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Would you want The Rock and Cody, or The Rock and Roman Reigns, or The Rock, Cody and Reigns, or Cody and Roman, or Roman Reigns and Cody? What match would you guys literally want to see? But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know who you actually really think is going to win the Royal Rumble, or surprises, or bold predictions, or just let me know who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Because, like I've just said at the beginning of this episode, this match and the women's has the potential to be one of the biggest pay-per-views, matches, cards ever. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos coming up like this.